Welcome back, everybody. Toem is about putting the me back in photography.
Wait, what was that? No, it's not a typo. Wait, that's not how you spell photography?
At its core, it's a lighthearted game about the journey rather than the destination. Not that the destination is irrelevant, it's the title of the damn game. It's all about this adventure through a cartoonishly captivating world of grayscale where you travel around different areas, take pictures, and complete odd jobs in the community to progress and get to Toem. So what exactly is Toem? Well, to be honest, Toem is just weirdly difficult to explain about as much as the game is. It's too simple, far too simple, yet for some reason I keep thinking about it. Maybe it's something to do with its sincerity, its heart, the style of gameplay that encourages collection and creativity and makes it something to experience rather than really discuss. But maybe it's just difficult to write a review longer than a couple of minutes because it's an experience so concentrated and brief that stretching out those finer points rends the reading absolutely useless. Here's a thought experiment. How many times can someone say, "This game is a personal experience," before you want to personally throw them out a window? But it is personal, not very existential or incredibly self-reflective, but certainly an experience contained to its one premise and the viewer. Kind of like a coloring book. But instead of being a coloring book, I mean, look at it, your character's camera becomes the way you interact, explore, and complete puzzles to progress in this world. It also becomes the aperture your journey is seen through and documented, with every picture becoming a benchmark of every milestone you make, every person you meet, and everything you do. Intentionally or not. Over the course of the game, you get a lot of nifty tools for the camera, like the starting selfie mode, the tripod, or the filters and borders. Plenty of avenues for goofiness. You can even save your favorites to keep organized, or just name your work. It's these details that communicate it wants you not just to take pictures for picture's sake, but to be creative and have fun with it. That feeling of developing an album comes attached with everything else. You collect all these pictures and they get sorted between your general pictures, your favorites, and pictures of certain little critters the game wants you to take, and it comes together quite nicely by the end credits as you get to see all your pictures scroll by. It really makes the end journey come together through these images, so I'd encourage saving some to your favorites for maximum impact. The camera controls vary differently depending on whether you're using a keyboard or controller. In fact, the variation of controls is pretty massive between keyboard, mouse, and controller, so keep that in mind, but both work in their own ways in playing the game. Specifically for the camera, keyboard allows you to mess with each individual widget along with hotkeys, although the ability to scroll wheel zoom for me wasn't that enviable, whereas the controller is quick but with some required sifting you need to do for specific filters and borders once you get them, even though I am more partial to the controller. But the key here is this. The camera is easy to control and has a lot of options to get different shots and compositions and make it fun to engage with and not a pain. It also gives the players a chance to go for the kind of photography that clicks for them, from the snapshot photographer to the more elaborate and thoughtful composition, and the fact those options are there makes this game a unique experience specific to the person playing it. Because that's the point. It's probably the main reason the game doesn't run for so long, so the content doesn't become overbearing and drag out to the point the fun of the camera wears out and you start giving up. So it's kind of important that this world and everything you find is worthwhile to take pictures of and experience. A lot of attention has been placed into details to bring the scenery to life, making them perfect material for puzzles and pictures to take. It adds so much to the surroundings, it makes it captivating to capture and photograph. You can also collect many different pieces of apparel and clothing to add to your character, and it comes together into something that makes it endearing. All of your pictures, your wardrobe choices, and the characters you meet adds to this feeling of growth, discovery, and capturing bits and pieces of a journey of your undertaking, making it more compelling and imaginative. I love the soundtrack to the game as it has many different tracks you can collect with the full ability to control which tracks you listen to, which adds to the story in of itself, because the music is diegetic, which, so how do I best explain this quickly? Most music we hear as an audience isn't really there. The characters can't hear it, but we can. Diegetic sounds or music means that it has the context within the scene, and it has a source. Get down!
Frodo!
Yes?
Frodo!
Yes?
I think I'm about to die, Frodo!
What are you saying?
There's a sad orchestra playing a very tragic melody right now, Frodo!
What are you talking about?
I can definitely hear it, Frodo! I hear drums and everything else!
It's not there,
Frodo!
Gandalf!
I'm fucking scared of— Oh!
Gandalf! Because your character has headphones, it allows the music to come in at moments to remind you it's there, asking you to take part in the story and not just casually absorb it. Since it's also a visual cue to let you know music is playing while also having been made to blend in with the other sounds surrounding you, it makes the music all the more impactful by the fact you are choosing to engage with it rather than it being a constant. Although this can also undersell the music a little. You should listen to the soundtrack on its own sometime, it's great. But it's when you get sidetracked by these little things like the music and the collecting that all of those elements of sound and art style come together and clicks into that beautiful moment in the end. It's something that makes it worthwhile to experience for yourself because it serves as the perfect capstone of everything you've made of your own experience. Which is why I'm not going to spoil it for you. It comes together into something very heartfelt and charming, and to add to the appeal of Toem, it has additional endgame content with Basto, an extra little area with more things to do, and stickers to collect for people who enjoy the game, along with the heartwarming thank you from the developers that feels like a thoughtful gift that also is very appropriate to the experience as a whole that makes Toem. In the long run, it's short, sweet, and something you make of it, which is truly fitting for an artistically creative little game where you too are able to express yourself in silly and endearing little ways. I'm interested to hear how the sequel turns out, but if Toem is up your alley, you might consider checking that out yourself. So thanks for watching. It's a bit of a shorter video, but I still appreciate you folk watching.